Level 1. Landing the job. You don't just wake up one day and start working on an offshore oil rig. First, you have to pass medical exams, survival training, safety certifications, and emergency response courses. You'll learn how to escape a helicopter underwater, survive at sea, fight fires, and respond to blowouts before you ever touch a drill. The companies make one thing clear: an oil rig is one of the most dangerous workplaces on Earth. One mistake can cost millions of dollars, or someone's life. Once you're certified, you pack your bags for a rotation that could keep you offshore for weeks at a time. You're leaving behind cities, roads, and normal life. Your new workplace sits hundreds of miles from land, surrounded by nothing but open ocean. Level 2. Flying to the rig. There are no highways leading to an offshore oil platform. Instead, you climb aboard a helicopter with dozens of other workers. As the coastline disappears behind you, all you can see is water stretching to the horizon. Nearly an hour later, a massive steel structure rises from the ocean. It's far larger than you imagined. Towering cranes, drilling equipment, living quarters, helipads, and pipes cover every level. Some platforms are taller than the Eiffel Tower if you include everything beneath the water. Landing on the helipad, you realize this isn't just a workplace. It's a floating industrial city where hundreds of people live and work around the clock. Level 3. Learning life offshore. The first thing you notice isn't the machinery, it's the routine. Offshore oil rigs never stop operating. Work continues 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Most crews work 12-hour shifts, alternating between day and night schedules for weeks at a time. Your cabin is small, often shared with another worker on an opposite shift. The gym, cafeteria, control rooms, workshops, and sleeping quarters become your entire world. There are no trips into town, no driving home after work. Once the helicopter leaves, you're isolated from the rest of civilization until your rotation ends. Before long, you stop measuring time by weekdays and weekends. You measure it by shifts. Level 4. Your first day on the rig. Before you're allowed anywhere near the drilling equipment, you attend an extensive safety briefing. Hard hats, flame-resistant clothing, steel-toe boots, hearing protection, gloves, gas detectors, and emergency breathing equipment become part of your everyday uniform. Every alarm has a different meaning. Every escape route is memorized. Every worker knows exactly where to go if something goes wrong. Then you finally step onto the drill floor. Giant cranes lift equipment weighing hundreds of tons. Steel drill pipes stretch high into the derrick. Massive pumps, generators, and rotating machinery shake the entire platform. The noise is deafening. Every machine around you has enough power to kill someone instantly if proper procedures aren't followed. You quickly understand why safety is treated as seriously as production. Level 5. Understanding the mission. As the days pass, you begin seeing the bigger picture. An offshore oil rig isn't simply drilling a hole into the ocean floor. Modern wells can extend several kilometers beneath the seabed, reaching reservoirs trapped beneath layers of rock that formed millions of years ago. Engineers constantly monitor pressure, temperature, drilling direction, and rock formations, while geologists analyze data in real time. Every meter drilled costs thousands of dollars. Every decision is carefully planned, because mistakes can delay operations for weeks or even months. You realize you're part of one of the most technologically advanced engineering projects on Earth. But as impressive as the machinery is, everyone on board knows one thing: the deeper you drill, the greater the risks become. Level 6. Working the drill floor. After a few weeks offshore, you're finally trusted with more responsibility. The drill floor is the heart of the entire operation, where enormous sections of steel drill pipe are connected one by one as the well pushes deeper beneath the ocean floor. Every movement is carefully coordinated. Cranes swing heavy equipment overhead, while automated systems and roughnecks work together to keep the operation moving. A single drill pipe can weigh hundreds of kilograms, and one wrong move could seriously injure someone nearby. Communication becomes everything. Every command is repeated. Every procedure is checked twice. You quickly realize that speed means nothing if it sacrifices safety. On an oil rig, precision always comes first. Level 7. Fighting the element. Just because the weather changes doesn't mean the job stops. Out in the open ocean, storms can appear with little warning. Waves crash against the platform, while winds powerful enough to ground helicopters shake the entire structure. Rain reduces visibility, salt water coats every surface, and the steel beneath your boots becomes dangerously slippery. During severe weather, crews secure loose equipment, inspect critical systems, and prepare for emergency situations. Even though these massive platforms are designed to withstand hurricanes and towering waves, nature constantly reminds everyone who's really in charge. Working offshore means respecting the ocean every single day. Level 8. Life weeks away from home. One of the hardest parts of the job isn't the work, it's the isolation. Most offshore workers spend 2, 3, or even 4 weeks at sea before returning home. During that time, the rig becomes your entire world. You eat with the same people, work with the same crew, exercise in the same gym, and sleep in the same cabin every day. Birthdays, holidays, and family events often happen without you. Video calls help, but they're never the same as being there. You begin understanding why teamwork is so important offshore. Your coworkers aren't just colleagues anymore. For weeks at a time, they're your neighbors, your support system, and sometimes your closest friends. Level 9. The most dangerous moments. Every worker knows the stories. Equipment failures, fires, blowouts, gas leaks. Although modern offshore platforms have multiple layers of safety systems designed to prevent disasters, everyone trains as if an emergency could happen at any moment. Regular drills prepare the crew for fires, evacuations, medical emergencies, and worst-case scenarios. Blowout preventers, gas detection systems, fire suppression equipment, and emergency shutdown controls are constantly inspected because they may one day save hundreds of lives. You realize that safety isn't just another company policy. It's the reason people make it home after every rotation. Level 10. Producing the world's energy. By now your perspective has completely changed. Before taking this job, you saw gasoline as something that simply appeared at a fuel station. Now you've seen the incredible engineering required to bring oil and natural gas from reservoirs buried thousands of meters beneath the ocean floor. Geologists locate the resources. Engineers design the wells. Drilling crews reach the reservoir. Production teams process the oil and gas before it's transported through pipelines or specialized tankers. Thousands of people work together long before a single drop reaches a refinery. Standing on the platform at sunset, surrounded by nothing but open ocean, you realize you're helping operate one of the most complex industrial systems ever built. But while extracting oil is an incredible engineering achievement, keeping an offshore platform running safely year after year may be the greatest challenge of all. Level 11. The biggest payday. After years of working offshore, the paychecks have become one of the biggest rewards for all the sacrifices. Offshore oil workers are often paid significantly more than many land-based jobs because of the long hours, difficult conditions, and specialized skills required. A typical rotation might involve working 12-hour shifts for 14 to 28 consecutive days, followed by several weeks off. During those weeks offshore, every day feels the same. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. But when your rotation ends, you suddenly have weeks of uninterrupted time at home. It's a lifestyle unlike almost any other profession. Some people love it. Others discover the isolation isn't worth the money. Level 12. Keeping the rig alive. By now you realize drilling is only one part of the operation. Every piece of equipment on the platform requires constant maintenance. Massive diesel generators supply electricity to the entire rig. Pumps move drilling fluids through kilometers of pipe. Cranes lift equipment weighing hundreds of tons. Compressors, valves, pipelines, and safety systems are inspected around the clock because even a small mechanical failure can shut down production. Hundreds of specialists work together to keep the platform running safely. Electricians, mechanics, welders, engineers, crane operators, instrument technicians, and drilling crews all depend on one another. If one system fails, the entire operation can be affected. Level 13. Producing oil instead of finding it. Eventually the drilling ends, but the platform's work is far from over. Once the well reaches an oil or natural gas reservoir, production begins. Powerful pumps and natural underground pressure bring hydrocarbons to the surface, where they're separated from water and natural gas before being transported through pipelines or loaded onto specialized tankers. Every hour, the platform can produce thousands of barrels of oil. Around the clock, engineers monitor pressure, temperature, and flow rates to ensure the well operates safely and efficiently. The excitement of drilling may be over, but keeping production stable becomes an equally demanding challenge. Level 14. Respecting the ocean. Spending months offshore changes the way you see the sea. It's beautiful, but it's also unpredictable. You've watched dolphins swim beside the platform at sunrise, and storms turn calm water into walls of crashing waves just hours later. You've seen helicopters delayed for days because of weather and supply ships struggle against enormous swells. No matter how advanced the technology becomes, the ocean always has the final say. Every experienced worker learns the same lesson. You never underestimate the sea. The moment you stop respecting it is often the moment something goes wrong. Level 15. The reality of working on an oil rig. When you first accepted the job, you imagined giant drills, massive machinery, and huge paychecks. Those things were all real. But you also discovered long weeks away from home, exhausting 12-hour shifts, strict safety procedures, unpredictable weather, and one of the most demanding work environments on Earth. Every barrel of oil represents thousands of hours of planning, engineering, maintenance, and teamwork carried out by people living hundreds of miles offshore. The truth. Most people only see the final product when they fill their car with fuel or switch on the lights in their home. They rarely think about the thousands of workers living on steel platforms in the middle of the ocean who help make that possible. Working on an oil rig isn't glamorous, and it certainly isn't easy. It's physically demanding, mentally exhausting, and requires constant attention to safety. But for those willing to embrace the challenge, it's also one of the most unique careers in the world. In the end, the reality of working on an oil rig isn't about chasing oil beneath the ocean floor. It's about living and working in one of the harshest environments on Earth, alongside a crew that depends on each other every single day.